Welcome back to another Human Design Transit Report. I am Coach Diamond Drip, Human Design and Energy Alignment Coach, speaker, and as of this Friday, I will be an author. I am not super excited to tune in with this particular transit report because I'm being affected by it. We entered into this transit on Saturday, September 14th. And because I am doing better with honoring my boundaries, I do not work on the weekends and I have hours for the weekdays. And so even though we entered into it on the 14th, I'm tuning in now on Monday to let you know what you'll be experiencing until Friday, September 20th. I am actually really glad that we will be through this transit and into another transit by Friday, because that's the day of my book's launch. And if you are local in the DMV area and you're free from 1:30 till 3:30, we're going to be at the Busboys and Poets up north in Maryland. So definitely DM me so I can shoot you the registration link for that if you want to be there in person. If you don't think that you can make it in person, but you do have that time available, also shoot me a message and I will give you the registration link so that you can join us on the live. So this week we have gate 6 in our conscious sun, which is the gate of friction, the gate of conflict. And in our conscious earth, we have gate 36, which is the gate of crisis. Both of these are located in our solar plexus, which is an awareness center, and it helps us process feelings, emotionals, and it has this very wave-like energy that moves back and forth between hope and pain. And so one of the reasons why I go live whenever we enter into new transits is because we are these divine, infinite cosmic beings. We are the stuff of stardust. And so when things happen up there, moving and shaking, they have an effect on us down here on Earth. And so I know how much it has helped me to know what's going on up there so I can navigate the energy that I'm feeling down here a little bit better with more ease and flow. And so it is my absolute privilege and honor to tune in every time we enter a new one so I can give you the tips that you need to navigate. So with that being said, like I said, as we're in this transit, I am experiencing this. And so the notes that I took on my little pencil planner app for this transit, they are not syncing to my computer and they have disappeared from the actual app itself. So definitely feeling some feels right now in this moment because I just spent the last, 40 minutes taking the notes to go live with this, but it's important. And so I wanted to make sure that I tuned in anyway, because the knowledge is there, right? It's just a matter of the way that I want it to say it is probably not going to be as fluid. So like I said, gate 6, the gate of friction, the gate of conflict, is in our conscious sun. And so when you have this gate active, you have what it takes to make it possible to keep an emotional distance from those who you're not supposed to enter into a close or intimate relationship with due to the need to communicate for other reasons. The 6th gate is needed in order to learn how to control the flow of emotions and awareness that come from the solar plexus center. And so when we have access to the gift of this gate, we have the ability to govern when a person they have the ability to govern when a person is open or closed to intimacy. And so when we think about this gate of friction, there was one question that really stood out for me when it comes to the reflection questions. It was, what do I need to heal or let go of in order to be more vulnerable in my relationships? And so this is something, because we know that this particular transit, we're going to have flavors of miscommunications, there's going to have like random arguments, there's going to be contradictions, there's going to be conflict this week. Misunderstandings are going to happen out of the blue. So if you're looking for whoever the guilty party is, it's going to be kind of pointless because that's just the energy that's in the air this week. And so if you can learn to control yourself and seek a genuine solution to the problem versus trying to find blame in the other person outside of you, it can be really helpful for you as we move through this conflict and friction energy. And so in our Earth Gate, we have the gate of crisis. And this gate, it has, if you have access to this gate, you're here to learn how to deal with emotional experiences and gain clarity as you go through various and difficult emotional challenges. And so that's why I said, I'm excited, but not excited to go through this transit with you, because that whole thing that happened with my notes is definitely a piece of this. And, but there's wisdom, right? There's wisdom in navigating various and difficult emotional challenges. Ups and downs are needed to move through different and various cycles and help transform inexperience into experience. And we all know when we do that, we gain wisdom. And so when you have access to the gift of this Gate 36, you may be learning through constant change, which can be very exciting, but also deeply overwhelming and destabilizing. And so it can help to give yourself some grace, give the people who are around you some grace as you navigate this energy, because we've got a double whammy this week with friction and conflict in our sun and crisis in our earth. And one of the things that is notable is, like I said, to learn to control yourself and seek a genuine solution to the problem. And so even with the losing, I'm actually thank you, Pumpkin. I see your comment. Thank you. Hope your day has been good so far too. With losing access to the notes right before I went live, I could have said, you know what, F this, I don't want to do this live thing, and be angry. But instead, I chose to trust that I had the knowledge that I needed to go live with this information. And like the tip that I gave, seek a genuine solution to the problem. One of the reasons why I write such meticulous notes, is almost like a script sometimes, is because one, I have a completely open throat in human design. And so as a consequence, I don't have a fixed way of speaking all the time. And so I want to know exactly what I'm going to say before I say it, so that I don't say the wrong thing, which inevitably there is no wrong thing at the end of the day. I do these lives because I care about the people tuning in, and I want them to have the information that they need to navigate this energy. And so just because I don't say it exactly how I took my notes doesn't take anything away from it. So the genuine solution to the problem that I had with losing my notes is just trusting that I have the information, that I've done the study necessary to provide you with insights for these transit reports. And so when we think about the Gate 36, because I said the question that really, really resonated with me with Gate 6, the one that resonating with me the most with Gate 36 is, what can I do to keep myself aligned even when I'm quote unquote bored? And so I have a defined root center in human design, and there's a lot of internal push, internal motivation. The to-do list does not seem to end. Every day I think of new things, and then I'll like literally plan out the to-do list and things. And so when I consider myself as having nothing to do when I'm bored, I try and force myself to think of things to do just to keep me busy. I don't know if anyone else can relate to that, but I try and think of different things to do, because if I'm not actively doing something, then I feel like I'm not doing anything, which is completely not true, because especially as entrepreneurs, we know that we're constantly thinking about our business, we're constantly working on our business, we're constantly doing stuff for our business, even when we should be taking time off, even when we should be, even when we should be, relaxing. We are The business is on the brain. And so it can be really hard for me to relax sometimes, because I'm thinking about all the things on the to-do list that I need to do. And when I feel bored, just accept that I'm not actually bored, right? That feeling of boredom is actually relaxation sometimes. It's actually, okay, you've done a lot of things. You've done enough for today. Just enjoy the fact that you don't have anything to do right now. You don't have to feel that space. You can actually just sit time and reflect and focus on your breathing. And so that's the question that really resonated with me when it comes to this Gate 36. And I wanted to let you know, let me just look at this comment real quick. Oh yeah, I'm glad that your day has been good and that this information is hopefully helping. So I want to remind you that when the blog goes live, it'll probably be tomorrow or Wednesday. When the blog goes live, they're going to have all the reflection questions that you're going to need to navigate this energy of this week. But it was suggested to me that is anxiety that makes you feel like you should be doing something. I would say it can be an anxiety. I would say it's more so a fear, because I feel like, and I'm answering a question here from Pumpkin, which sending a bunch of love. It's an anxiety, it's a fear. It's a fear that I'm not doing enough. It's that fear of inadequacy. And so we all have goals, and many of us there's some distance between us and where we want to be. And so I create these to-do lists. I create these sometimes never-ending to-do lists, because I'm like, if I just do enough things, I should get there faster. We live in this society where it's just very microwave instant gratification. And so we are like, okay, we set this goal. I'm doing X, Y, and Z Monday through Friday. So I should be there, right? Like next week, maybe a month from now. I don't know what the end goal is. And so when you have those moments where you have the ability to relax, it's hard to take those, because it feels like you're taking your foot off the gas towards the goal. And that can be scary, because you're like, what, right? Especially if you don't trust yourself. This was something that I worked on with my life coach last year. If you don't trust yourself enough to know that if you take your foot off the gas, like that that drive, that desire is still going to be there. You can take an hour, 2 hours to sit back and watch a movie, have a glass of wine, whatever it is that you do to unwind, to relax. You can do that and trust in yourself that the to-do list is going to get done, especially if the things that you're putting on there are aligned. Many of us will put things on our to-do list because it's what we think we should be doing. It's what someone else has told us that we should be doing in order to have a successful business. And as long as we're taking that advice, we're taking it constructively, and we're not using it as law, but we're instead, deferring to whatever our authority is in human design. If it's emotional, right? Taking time to sleep on whatever it is. If it's sacral, does it ignite that sacral in you? Does it with the splenic authority? Does your gut, does your intuition in that moment say, yes, this is for me? And really leaning into that and making sure that whatever we're putting on our to-do list, whatever we're putting on our agendas is actually aligned for us. Because so many times we put stuff on there because we think we should be doing it to be successful, which is why one of the alarms on my phone, because of my root center, one of the alarms on my phone, it goes off every day at 9:30, which is do not begin anything in life unless it's rooted in a place of stillness or a sense of joy. Because if we're not acting from a place of stillness, like I know this is aligned, I know this is going to get me to the next level, I know this is what is needed, then we're just going to be operating out of the shoulds. And if it's not in a sense of joy, life is about joy. We are here. We are souls in these human bodies, here to have and experience ourselves, to experience joy, success, peace, satisfaction, all of the things. And so if what we're about to do is not rooted in a place of stillness, it should be rooted in a sense of joy. So I hope that answered your question, Pumpkin. But yes, this has been an awesome live. I'm glad that I had someone here interacting with me. These lives at some point will be moving into a community where we will have an opportunity to do like a 15-minute Q&A, because I am a little bit over time today, where we'll have a opportunity to do like a 15-minute Q&A where you can bring questions about your chart, you can bring questions about your family's chart, you can interact in the community by engaging with the reflection questions and entering into like raffles and things on the leaderboard for prizes, winning different readings and things like that. So I want to just take a moment while I am here, because this was something that is a new thing that I am launching pretty soon. Link StreamYard Screenception. But yeah, when you go to my website, diamonddripconsulting.com, you can stay in the know by pulling your free chart right here, and learning some very practical tips and insights to help you with your energy. Or you can scroll down if you don't want to do that, or you've already done that, and just fill out this form, be the first in line. So that way you get notified when that community actually launches and goes live. So thank you for tuning in until our next transit, which is after Friday, which I'm so glad. Much love and peace and light.